Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Tenzin. If you are new, thank you so much for clicking on this video and for tuning in today. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already and click the bell to stay notified whenever I upload. If you are returning, welcome back. Thank you so much again for tuning back into this video and for all the support. So in today's video, I wanted to share a few books that I felt were essential for my personal growth and that really helps me level up mentally and emotionally. These books are just my go-to holy grail essential reads whenever I feel that I need to pick me up, or if I'm in a negative state, or when I'm just in a rut. I feel like all these books really switch my mindset instantly and get me feeling inspired and empowered and motivated. So without further ado, let's get into it. First book that I will mention, and I've actually mentioned this one before, it's called The Untethered Soul: The Journey Beyond Yourself by Michael A. Singer. And this book is very powerful. I will say it's quite a complex read in the sense that there are so many different examples and scenarios and anecdotes that he adds in this book that really show his concepts playing out and his ideas about our emotions, our thoughts, and how we process them. He really does a great job of going into specifics of how these can play out in daily scenarios and in daily life. So I will say that just so you are aware, but this book was monumental in making me have a better interaction or just a better relationship with my emotions and get me to healthily manage them. And there are so many lines in here that I underlined, and specifically there was a quote that I wanted to share that I dog-eared this page because it's pretty powerful. And this is just one of the many quotes. Like I said, don't sell yourself short. This can go on all the time. Unending inspiration, unending love, and unending openness. That is a natural state of a healthy heart. To achieve this state, simply allow the experiences of life to come in and pass through your being. If old energies come back up because you were unable to process them before, let go of them now. It's that easy. So I know that sounds so simple and a lot easier said than done, but he really delves into these types of concepts and ideas into more specific detail on how to approach these concepts when you are actually living and experiencing tough situations. So I highly recommend to keep reading it in order to see how to apply it to your life. So this is the first book. The second book is called The Magic of Thinking Big. It says, Acquire the Secrets of Success, Achieve Everything You've Always Wanted by David J. Schwartz, who has his PhD. As it says on the front cover, this delves into how to have success in personal property, financial security, power and influence, the ideal job, satisfying relationships, and more. It just teaches you how to think big, honestly, and how to reframe your mindset and certain ways of thinking that will enable you to think bigger and to actually achieve everything that you want. So it really just trains you and informs you on how to get your mind into a place of abundance and away from a place of limitation and lack. So I feel as though if you are in a rut or if you are kind of feeling stagnant where you are, this book is perfect to get you on the right track and to really just reevaluate the areas in your life that you want to change and that you want to grow upon. So Magic of Thinking Big. All right, the third book, which I'm sure many of you all have heard about because it is quite popular, is called The Four Agreements, a wisdom book by Don Miguel Ruiz. This book, very enlightening, very insightful, but what I like about it is that it's a very easy and quick read. Basically, it's exactly what the title says. He delves into 4 agreements that he believes every person needs to adopt and practice on a day-to-day in order to live a sustainable and happy life with no worries. And I think that this is really interesting because he also talks about how we were preconditioned and programmed to believe certain things starting from when we were babies. And if those agreements, those former agreements that we had made when we were a child, if those are never questioned or challenged, then those stick with us and it becomes a huge defining factor when it comes to the success of our relationships, the success of our job, and everything in your life. So he teaches you and brings attention to 4 agreements that he believes is powerful and that everyone needs to practice. This is another really good one if you want to become emotionally healthy and you want to be a happier, more blissful and at ease person, as well as creating a healthier mental state. So, all right, the fourth book is called You Are a Badass: How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life by Jen Sincero. I'm sure you've also heard about this one. I love the way she writes. First of all, it's very simple and straight to the point, and she gets her point across so effortlessly. She talks about all the different ways that you can, like the title says, become a badass, and how you can confront all of your fears, all of your self-doubt, your limitations in all areas of your life, and just honestly teaches you how to reach your full potential. I also actually picked out a passage in this book that I found to be really helpful and it's a good representation of the way that the rest of this book is written and the message, the overall message that this book portrays. So this is the chapter called Love the One You Is, which is truly just a chapter, as you can tell, all about how to love yourself. And this is actually, and what I like about it is that she numbers every point that she wants to get across, just so that it kind of looks like a list. This is number 4 in that chapter, and it's called Find a Replacement. So here's the passage. We've gotten so used to our negative knee-jerk reactions to ourselves that we never think to question them. We simply take them as the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. But once we become aware of our thought patterns and behaviors, we can consciously change them. So start paying attention. What runs through your mind when you look in the mirror? What happens inside you when you see someone totally succeeding at something you love to do but have never let yourself try? What do you think and feel when you walk up to a group of really good-looking, successful people? So, as you can tell just from that passage, it really gets you to play out certain scenarios and instances in your mind, and it can even make you think about a true, real experience that you've lived before, and teaches you a different approach to addressing the thoughts and emotions that you felt during that moment, and just reprograms your mind to look at yourself in a different way, in a healthier way, in a more positive way, and all of this as a way to become the badass that you are. The last book, but not least, is The Art of Happiness, a handbook for living. It's actually documented conversations in here between the psychiatrist Howard C. Cutler, who wrote this book, and His Holiness the Dalai Lama. So he incorporates his conversations and the different wisdom and insight that he took from his real life sit-down conversations with His Holiness. The psychiatrist who wrote this book comes from a science background, obviously, because he works in mental health and works with psychiatry. So he comes with this scientific medical background and frame of mind, and His Holiness, when he sits down with him, he kind of shares his own ideas and perspectives on happiness and asks His Holiness to comment on them and to add on to that conversation and that narrative. And His Holiness comes from a spiritual understanding of these common shared topics. They share their thoughts and their views on how to obtain happiness, and like the title mentions, the art of happiness, how to make that a shift in your life where that is your state of mind, and how to maintain it throughout the rest of your life. And so it definitely is eye-opening. When reading this book, it just makes you realize how much there truly is to be grateful for, and how much more humanity has in common than they don't. So kind of makes you think about all of the ways that you act and all the things that humans are capable of in terms of understanding one another if we just tried and if we just led with compassion and our hearts. That was my last book. As you can tell from this video, all of these books have the common theme of leveling up on your mental state and your emotional state and making those parts of you the best they possibly can be by practicing different techniques and adopting different perspectives into your day-to-day life that really change the way that you think and change the way that you act ultimately. So I will definitely recommend any and all of these books if you're looking for ways to, like I said earlier, level up emotionally and mentally. But yeah, that was the entire video. Thank you so much if you made it to the end. If you have any book recommendations, because I'm always looking for more books to read I love self-help books, as you can tell, but I also am interested in any and all genres, so please leave a comment if you do have a book that I should check out. And please don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!